Andy, start with Nevada a little bit. What do they do offensively that makes them go?
Well, they got a senior quarterback that's played a lot of football. He's a very good football player and stuff. So their offense has been pretty productive this year. They can move the ball up and down the field. They're going to run the ball well. I think their O-line does a good job up front. They're very well coached. And they got some good players up front to go along with a good running back who we think has pretty good vision, is going to hit the hole hard and run behind his pads.
I know they made a big emphasis trying to improve their run game after last year. What do you see them doing better there?
Well, I think their O-line, I mean, you just turn on the film and watch their O-line, and you can see they play with good fundamentals, and they play hard. They're tough guys up front. And I think you put that running back there with him, and his running style goes right with that O-line in the sense that, I mean, he's going to let things develop, then he's going to put his foot in the ground, and he's going to go hit that hole.
This will be the third time you guys have had to face Cody Fajardo. How have you kind of seen him grow over the years?
Yeah, no doubt. We were talking about that a couple of days ago. I mean, the guy's played a lot of football, and he understands the game. He knows their offense, and obviously he understands defense and where to go with the balls. And he's got some good wide receivers to throw the ball to now.
Go ahead.
Just that offense in general. It seems like they just do a lot of the little things that might make it frustrating on a defense. They're pretty good at holding on to the ball. They're efficient inside the red zone. What's it like as a defensive preparing for an offense that's efficient?
No question. I mean, they're disciplined and they capitalize when they get their opportunities. And like you said, they're not going to give up the ball. They're going to hold on to it. They're going to secure the ball. And then when they do work their way down into the red zone, they've been very effective down there. So obviously, one of our deals is always turnovers. I mean, you got to have the ball to win the game. So, for us, we're going to have to find ways to get the ball, and they're going to do a good job trying to keep the ball from us. So it's a constant battle each and every game trying to find ways to take the ball from the other team and to secure it for yourselves.
And doing a story this week on Tanner, and just seems like he's off to a great start this year. What where have you seen him grow this year and kind of take another step in his game?
Well, I mean, first physically, him playing as a true freshman last year, I mean, we felt like he was ready to play as a true freshman physically. And even that being said, I think he had a great offseason in the weight room and continuing to develop himself, with his change of direction and his burst and stuff. And on top of that, mentally, I mean, he's a guy that understands the game. I mean, you say things once to him, and he's got it. He understands. He's got a great feel for the game.
You look at his high school stats and ridiculous tackle numbers, and he comes in here and, I mean, his first start last year, he had like 5 tackles on the first drive, and look at what he's doing this year. Well, I mean, is it maybe just the knowledge of the game, or why is he able to get in on so many tackles?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge part of the game. There's always going to be guys that look great, that are tall, that are long, that run fast or whatever, but it's hard to find those guys that really have a good feel for the game like that, that understand what's going on in front of them and, understand what the keys are telling them and how to fit those keys and get themselves in position to not only do their job but obviously make plays. And, he's a guy that plays multiple positions for us, and he's a true sophomore, and he's able to handle all that. So he's doing a good job. There's still parts of his game that he's working to fine-tune. He's a guy that's got self-motivation and wants to continue to get better.
Physically, what's he do that, what stands out about him physically, I guess?
Well, I think just for his position, for his linebacker position, he moves pretty well, and he's a physical player on top of that. So you combine that with his instincts, and, we're pretty fired up that we'll have him around here for 2 more years.
What are maybe the couple things you're harping on him with to try to get him better?
Well, I think just his physical development. I mean, he's athletic, and like I said, he's a physical football player, but he's still young. He's still got a lot of developing to do. I mean, he's, 19 years old, and most guys at his age are maybe playing in their 6th game by now, but he's got a season and a half underneath his belt already. So he's got experience, yet he's still got a lot of developing to do left, which is awesome.
As a group, that group's starting to look the way you want the linebackers around here to look, the way they're playing, the way they're stopping the run?
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job. I mean, those guys are awesome. It's a great group to come and work with every day and prepare with, each and every week because they want to do it. It's a great, like I said, it's a great group. The guys are smart. They look forward to playing the game. They love playing the game. We got areas, obviously we're trying to improve on, but we're doing a lot of good things right now. We're at a good spot. We just got to keep working to get better.
Sounds like one of the areas Coach Harson's wanting to put an emphasis on now is winning on the road. And I know you guys have struggled the last couple of years winning on the road. What have you seen? Why do you think maybe, I know part of it's the team quality of teams you're playing on the road the last couple of years. What do you see as why the difference between home and road maybe?
it's hard to exactly pinpoint one deal, but obviously here at home you got the 12th man advantage. You got the atmosphere here in our stadium is one of the best that there is, and so obviously that's an advantage. And for most teams when they play at home, I mean that's why they call it home field advantage. But for us, I think we've got to understand the difficulties you face when you go into somebody else's stadium in terms of noise. For one, unfamiliarity. I mean, you're playing in a stadium, the lights might be different. Looking up into the lights as a wide receiver or a DB or whatever the case, it's all those little things that are different that we're going to pay more attention to now and let those guys go in there and visualize where they're going to play at, the things they're going to do. And ultimately, whether you're at home or you're on the road, it comes down to starting fast. You got to start fast. You got to get some momentum. Football's a game of momentum. And that's what you got to build when you're on the road. And you don't have your fans in your favor, obviously, when you're on the road to help you build that momentum. And I think that's what we got to do a better job of.
And obviously Saturday, one of the toughest road environments you'll probably face all season.
Right. Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, obviously we've had a great tradition in playing Nevada, and it's a place that from a competitor standpoint, that it's fun to go play because it is a great atmosphere there and the tradition we have between us, just like it is for them to come play here. So we obviously got a huge challenge, and we got to worry about the things we can control and get ready to face that challenge on Saturday.
We didn't hear any music out there practice today. You guys change that up? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to change up the spin on the guys and obviously have them create that momentum on their own to bring that energy, and stuff. So there's just different things here and there that we're doing at practice to help the guys, if we get into situations where they got to provide the spark and get themselves going instead of, having, music or waiting for one of their teammates to make a play or to do something to create that spark.
You guys going to the stadium on Friday in Reno?
Yeah, we're going to change it up a little, and I think we're going to try to get in there, but Coach Harson's still finalizing those details.
You haven't done that yet this year, right?
No, we have. When it's just on the travel schedule, it just depends. And so it's something that we have done, this year on one of the road games. We went to the stadium before the game, and it's just those little things. Obviously we gotta find ways to improve, our road record. So if that's going to help the guys that go in there and visualizing and getting comfortable with where they're going to play, and so be it. If it's something here that we need to do at practice to help the guys to get ready to go, if they could do it at practice, they should be able to do it on game day because it's a lot easier. It should be a lot easier on game day, to get that fast start.
You were a player here when that sort of tradition of great road play started back in maybe back to that Fresno game in 2001 to sort of turn that around a little bit. What did you guys do as players back then that kind of got that switch from we're a great home team to we can be a great team on the road too?
And I think it's one of those things too. It's like when, baseball, a baseball player, for example. Some things become more than just in your head than just focusing on the little things that you can control and going out there and playing. At the end of the day, that's why I'm like, there are certain things that I think we need to do to get our guys in a rhythm faster on the road. So, when we don't have our crowd behind us to get us in that rhythm that we got to be able to do on our own. I do think that, and there's, the visualization of where they're going to play at, and obviously creating your own energy. Prior to the game starting and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's football, and we love to play football, and we just got to go out there and play.